who impacts you consistently should get more hype than a player who impacts you every 5 games.
In baseball, a pitcher is probably almost the equivalent to a quarterback for that one game. He's always going to garner the most attention.
I'm hearing
but
that.
I think the other reason why Strasburg's going to garner the most attention compared to a Hayward is, one, we're talking about a starting pitcher. The other thing is his hype around him has begun, not even from him in the minor leagues. We're talking over a year from that, or a year ago when he was still at San Diego State pitching the way he was. The hype was even there before he even got drafted. So all that the hype did was just linger into his first professional start, which is, I mean, the hype around him is, I mean, Hayward is, they didn't consider Hayward, okay, man, he's the greatest thing to ever happen to baseball, you know, since steroids or whatever. Strasburg is being compared. Steroids. Baseball players, hey, when you win to play a game, you got your steroids, your cleats, and your cup. What you want me to say? But Strasburg, the hype with him is, we're not just talking about the greatest for right now. We're talking greatest ever. The way they've been hyping him up. Hayward, he wasn't hyped up to be the greatest ever as far as coming up.
Yeah, Kurt Schilling said that once Strasburg makes his first start June 8th in National Stadium, he's the best pitcher in the majors.
All I got to say is for that game, you know what he needed to throw out the first ball? Marion Barry. Let him throw out the first pitch for Steven Strasburg.
Peter Gammon said that, Hayward's one of the best hitters he's ever seen getting called up.
Well,
That's the thing. That's the wildest. It just, to me, if I had didn't listen to anything, like I didn't listen to internet reports or anything, throughout with the naked eye or whatever, and if I had to compare who was the biggest prospect between Strasburg and Hayward, I would think just by the media, that Strasburg was the bigger prospect.
I don't think you realize though that pitchers are it's a higher value.
Okay.
I'm about to explain why, because a pitcher might make about 20, 21 a year, but A-Rod would make about 30 a year.
Yeah.
He plays at least 130 games. A pitcher plays maybe 30 or 40 games.
Mm-hmm.
So you look and you compare the value.
Yeah.
Pitchers are higher value, so you can't get upset really with him getting the buzz that he's getting.
With the pitcher, it's wins and losses. With the position player, you can hit 1,000,000 home runs. If your team's losing,
That's true.
it means nothing. When the pitcher's winning, money is there, hype is there. Everything is going to always be there for a pitcher.
That's true. I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna wrap it up. But in terms of pitching, they don't
Albert
get
to do that.
in terms of pitching, I got you. In terms of pitching, they don't get paid nothing close to a supreme offensive weapon. Nothing close.
Are you
Albert
sure?
Pujols, nothing. No pitcher is getting close to A-Rod or Teixeira money.
Okay, I'm about to explain. Teixeira makes about 23, 24 million a year. A pitcher, like, for example, Pettit at his peak was making about 17 a year. Roger was making about 21 a year.
Do you have the stats for that? Do you have to
I
back
mean,
it up? Or are you going off? Are you going off?
No. I can go to ESPN.com if you want me to pull it up.
Yes, please.
I mean, per year. I'm talking about per year. The problem is, what you're looking at is the longevity. Yes, outfielders, infielders, they get paid longevity more. I'm talking about per year. They get a 10-year, 200-something million. Yes, pitchers get maybe a 4-year or a 5-year because the arm wears down.
That's true.
So yes, the pitchers are short term, but if you look at,
So
the
who's
the amount of starts compared to how many games you play, I would look at a value as a pitcher because a pitcher's hard to come by. You have a lot of hitters.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying Haywood, doesn't deserve more hype, but Strasburg, he's meeting every criteria that they wanted him to.
Mm-hmm.
So he deserves what he has.
Let me ask you something, King Al, before we go to this commercial break. For the right amount of money, you think you can hit Steven Strasburg?
Can I hit him? I suck in baseball. But I'll get hit by him.
All right, before we hit a commercial break, I just want to bring on one last thing. Since the World Cup's coming up pretty soon, who y'all got?
I have Nigeria.
Yes, good. Niger.
Y'all ain't on that team no more. Y'all with us now, so.
Screw you. I have.
You know what? Y'all have like the
Nigeria.
worst odds to even win it between y'all and like Ghana. Y'all like at the bottom of the
usually
betting
shock
boat.
the world. We usually
You're a
shock the
betting
world,
man,
though.
Al. You gonna put your money on Nigeria?
I would put $5
Who you got, Will?
to win about
Brazil.
200.
I'm going with the front runner. I'm going with Brazil.
Did you put a lot of thought in that?
Not really.
Is you saying Brazil because you want to go to Rio, or you because
Because I want to go to Rio. Pretty much, you know, I want to be when I get down there, I want to have a good time. So
need
if
to
I
take
figure,
big-
I figure if I say Brazil now, save myself a couple dollars when I get down there.
You should take Big Albert with you.
I should.
So, but
He'll pay for all the cooking.
man, I'm from the U.S. of taxing dollars, and I am not going with us in soccer because that is not our sport. I am going with someone over in Europe. So they can get upset and have black people on their team in Europe. Even though they have black people in Europe, it still always excites me and just messes my mind up when I see that. Like the guy who plays for France, the black guy Henry. It's like, where'd you come from? But we're going to get to this commercial break and come back with a more serious topic when we come back.
Hi, I'm LL Cool J. Thank you for coming together to celebrate Jumpstart's work with children. You may know me as an actor, a recording artist, and an author, but I'm also a dad who believes in the power of reading to change young lives and open up doors of opportunity. As I was growing up, my mother and grandmother read to me as often as they could. Now that I'm a parent, I know one of the most important gifts I can give my children is the gift of empowerment through reading. You're here because, like me, you want to make sure that every child has the opportunity to learn and succeed. This past year, I chose to help make early education a national priority by joining Jumpstart's Read for the Record campaign. On October 2nd, we're going to read for the record again as children and adults across the country enjoy the children's classic Corduroy together. There are 3 ways that you can take part. You can pledge to read with a child in your life on October 2nd. You can celebrate Jumpstart's Read for the Record at an event in your community, or you can buy a book. Just $10 will provide a copy of Corduroy to a family in a low-income community and will help support Jumpstart's work. It's really that simple. So please help us make some history by taking part in the Read for the Record campaign. I'm doing this for my kids and for my community, and I ask you to do the same. Go to readfortherecord.org to register and to learn more.
Lauren purple label, ain't I fresh as I could be? Made it through my situation, ain't I blessed as I could be? Ain't I laughing at these haters trying to take a shot at me? They don't know which way to go, I make it easy, follow me. Honestly, ain't I insane? I think that's the way I gotta be. Ain't I so super fly, boy, ain't nobody hot as me.
Welcome back to the urban sports scene. Before we get into this last topic of what we're going to be talking about this evening, we want to give a big shout out to one of our co-hosts in the past, Ronnie Lee Watkins Jr. He's a proud papa of a mega baby born last week. So we want to give a big shout out to Ron for his new child brought into the world. We also want to give a shout out to Ray. And him and his daughter are having big fun today. He had to take her to a doctor's appointment. We know Ray's always going to be a proud dad. He don't even come out with us to the bar, so you know he loves his kids. But usually we end the show with the Real Talk segment on positive things that's going on or different topics and things that's going on in the world of sports. But Ray ain't here, I'm here today, and we doing something different. I want to give, a couple of my co-hosts some time to rant and rave about what in sports right now that's just really getting at them. And King Al, your Coach Al, King Al, the LeBron James, the Boys and Girls Club, I know you got something for me. I know you got something for me over there.
Big Albert, I mean, you're disappointing me. 100 million, 30 million guaranteed already. You don't come to practice. I know it's voluntary, but come on, man. Like, help my skins out. I mean, it hurts me every time I hear that that fat guy. It just pisses me off. Now he's messing around with strippers. Like, just come on, man. Like
he did.
Came
I
on
hate you,
her.
Albert.
What I want to talk about is this show that VH1 just recently wrapped up their first season. Damn Basketball Wives. Is anything in life sacred? You got a bunch of women on the show that are basically famous for sleeping with NBA players. Half of them are even current wives. Some of them were ex-fiancés, baby mamas. And they go around acting all smug and acting like they're friends, talking about each other behind each other's back. The show is BS to me. Anyone can get a show these nowadays, and anyone could be famous. It's BS to me, man. I don't even know what more to say about it.
I am sick of people in the media sicing Rondo. He is the worst point guard I have ever seen in my life. Make a jump shot. You get a free throw jump shot to leave you wide open. You will not take it because you're scared you're gonna miss it. If you're a real guard or a real baller, shoot it. Shoot a 2-foot jump shot. I'm sick of a floater from a 3-point line, from a free throw line. I am sick of Rondo's game. If you give Rondo, if you get Jason Kidd or Chris Paul or Raymond Felton or any other subpar point guard that I didn't mention or great point guard, this Boston Celtics team would be sweeping people nonstop. I